So here we are with Chef Barton Seaver, formerly of, well, should I say formerly of Cafe Saint X, I guess that's appropriate, Bar Pilar, and Washington's Hook.
Yeah.
But now I understand that there's a life change going on. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, a lot of the work in the restaurants was really taking me more towards the advocate role and really speaking about the future of sustainability and sustainability as it was incorporated into restaurants. White tablecloth restaurants will forever be the example, never the practice. White tablecloth restaurants only represent a small fraction of the overall percent of business done in America in food service.
Right.
And I think it's very important, and that's just where my passion has been calling. And I've been all over the world and have a couple of new projects working right now in terms of building on the principles of sustainability so that we go beyond sustainable, which is to say, let's keep what we have.
Right.
But in fact, we've already taken so much of what there was, and to actually invest and create regenerative technologies and then ultimately restorative foods that bring us back to the abundance that we once had. Right,
because obviously you've made sort of, I guess, an impact talking about the issue of overfishing, of, you know, as you said, sort of the usage of those resources which is not sustainable. You mentioned off camera that you're going to work with the government of Ireland. You're working with projects in West Africa. Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Well, there's a couple of interesting things. I'm going to be on 4 different continents this month alone. And,
okay.
Life has gotten quite exciting in many time zones. But especially with the West African fisheries, really encouraging local stewardship of the resources there so that promoting food security and social justice issues all at the same time. And then there's a lot of really interesting work happening right now in the aquaculture field in terms of integrative technology. That's a really interesting idea behind sustainability right now is not trying to find more fish, but it's trying to figure out how to feed more people with the fish that we have. Is the greater reality of what sustainability represents right now. And then, as we were talking about the sustainable, restorative, regenerative technologies, we get to move beyond that. But you know, aquaculture is here to stay.
For sure.
And with an ever-growing population, it's absolutely necessary that rather than fight against aquaculture, we should work with them to make their practices better so that we can sustain their practices throughout the next few generations.
And on that theme, do you think that there's an issue within what you term the white tablecloth community with regards to the quality differences or perceived quality differences between wild fish and aquaculture product?
Yeah, there certainly is, and you know, a lot of the wild fish purveyors right now are really promoting touting the benefits of wild fish, and they're absolutely right. Wild fish can be absolutely delicious, but it has its place of romance and its charm on our menus. But the bottom line is that's white tablecloth, and many of the larger food service operations, you know, think about hotels, schools, universities. How many more meals are fed through those systems every day that don't have the ability to afford wild Alaskan salmon?
Yeah.
They simply can't. And so that's why we have to really invest in these new, bringing forward these new aquaculture techniques that are going to give us better tasting fish, that are going to more closely mimic the wild product.